Bootleg Kev podcast. Katori Walker is here, ladies and gentlemen. Pasadena's finest.
Pasadena's finest. Wow, that's a big title.
Who else is from Pasadena?
Like I said, Head got ties to Pasadena. I don't know if he was born there, but I know his family's from there. Who else is in Pasadena? There's a lot of up and coming artists in Pasadena. Do y'all know, Overdose?
Of course.
Yeah, they're from Pasadena.
I didn't know they were from Pasadena.
Yeah. So
what happened to those guys?
I don't know. I know Ken Jam's still doing this thing.
I interviewed them and they were hilarious. Yeah. Those guys were hilarious. Shout out to Overdose. But welcome, man. You're having a pretty crazy year. Your project Idols, would you say that as a body of work, this has been your biggest body of work as far as like recognition, performance? Because you had like where are you ranking this one at?
I would say this is my most free body of work, and this is my most like honest body of work. This is the ones that I'm most proud of. Every other body of work has done different things for me, but this one is just like, yo, all right, this dude can really do his damn thing.
Yeah, for people who are listening who might not have heard of you, you put a record out called Idols, and the concept of the album was really to pay homage to your idols in the music industry. It's an EP. Mm-hmm. Each record is dedicated to, we got Kendrick, Cole, Drake, Kanye, 50.
Yeah.
And then one to yourself.
One to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were making was the idea a conscious idea when you were recording it, or did you hear the songs and be like, you know what? This was or did you do it on? Was everything on purpose?
I think half of the project was on purpose. I think I did one song, and I was actually trying to mimic Cole. Like, yo, I want to do a Cole flow on this one, and that was a record that I didn't even make the project actually, because I had 2 Cole records. So and I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then I did a Kendrick record. I'm like, yo, this is dope, And then after that, I was just like, yo, I'm gonna put this all together and make this a body of work, And like the last ones I did was the Fallback record for myself, and then the Higher Hopes to Kanye one, because that was like the toughest thing to do, because Kanye is like a Swiss Army knife. So how do you?
Kanye's he's my favorite artist.
Yeah, he's an artist for real, bro.
Yeah, I'm more than a fan of Jesus is King. I'm not gonna lie, but discography wise, nobody can fuck with Ye. Yeah, man.
I think the thing that I got from Jesus is King is I felt that peace listening to it. It wasn't the best lyrical album. It wasn't the best mixed album at all, but it felt peaceful.
There was great production.
Therapy.
There was some great production on there. Shout out to Boogs the Beast. But yeah, it's dope because not a lot of people pay homage to 50 as much as they should.
50 is a pioneer.
50 bro, 50 is his run was so his run at the top was short, right? It was 2 albums long, plus the G Unit album, and then the Curtis came out and things kind of went left. But we're talking Get Rich or Die Trying is I feel like unarguably a top 5 album of all time.
Yeah.
You could put it higher, but I feel like if you put it any lower than 5, you're fucking lying.
Yeah.
Or you're a hater. But definitely dope to see someone pay homage to 50, because I don't feel like that happens.
A lot of people pay homage this year. A lot of people, I think it was 3 or 4 Mini Man records.
Oh yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, no, you're right. It's a good year for 50 because 21 Savage did it, Pop Smoke did it.
Yeah, and I did it. Yeah, I don't know who else did it, but yeah. So and it was all that same record, and that was all Get Rich or Die Trying. So yeah, he's getting the respect he deserved. 50 had a video game, bro. Not a lot of rappers just say
hey,
bro,
and it wasn't a bad game.
It was a great game.
That shit was solid.
Yeah,
you be with Young Buck, Lloyd Banks spraying up fools in Iraq. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. 50 had a crazy run. That was the first time I was listening to 50 when I was, I think that was 2002 when that came out? 2001? 2002,
I think you're right.
2003, bro.
Yeah,
that was when I first started writing my own raps, because when I was young, I used to have my uncles write my stuff for me. So I was listening to Get Rich or Die trying to pin out some shit to mimic 50. So that's why that album meant the world to me.
And the G Unit album was fire.
Bro.
Beg for Mercy was crazy.
Yeah, that was a great album. 50 was I don't think he got enough credit for his hooks, bro. Oh my God.
That's why when they were talking about the Game and 50 verses, I was Game is a legend. I love Game. Love his music. But his biggest songs that he could play have 50 Cent on them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's how would that work?
Yeah, they both rap it together.
Yeah.
It's a point for each.
It's a point for each.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the artwork, what was dope about your artwork for your project was it just kind of incorporated all of that on in a very tasteful way. Mm-hmm. Whose idea was the artwork?
So me and my creative manager, his name is Cass, we had just been trying to figure out how to match everybody's like face together and just looked it weird. So then I'm like, yo, let's take a piece of each album that we like the most from every artist and make it a thing. And then we just was like, okay, cool. We're going to take The Border from Kendrick. We're going to take The Heart from Kanye. We're going to take The Sky from Drake. We're going to take The Crown from Cole. And we're like, what the fuck are we going to do for 50? I was like, yo, let's just sit on it. He hit me back an hour later, like, check your text. I'm like, I seen the bullet holes. I'm like, my God, it's done. It's done.
Out of here.
I was sending people the album cover before it even came out. Like, yo, just look. You don't even need to hear it. Just look at the album cover, bro.
When me and Head had linked up with you, it was like almost 2 years ago. You were coming into a situation with Capitol. What's the update or the status of your situation, record label wise?
We cut ties. I'm now independent. Capitol, we had our run. Right. You know, we did our thing, and I think for where I wanted to go and what I'm trying to do, we just wasn't seeing eye to eye. And then, Lord rest his soul, my A&R ended up passing away. So it was like, that was just a thing, So I'm now independent, and I want to be able to like freely move,
Just do what you want to do.
Yeah, man. I don't think, unless it's a bag play, I don't think labels got that much power these days.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
I mean, look, bro, it's crazy because you're on the playlist that the label would get you on anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I got on the playlist just off the strength. When I first dropped, I wasn't on no playlist, and I think Carl Cherry had heard it and was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, I saw him like tweeting out your lyrics and shit.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, bro, I don't know you from nowhere.
Yeah. So that was just an organic thing.
That was just organic, bro.
Because he's like the gatekeeper to everyone.
Yeah,
career.
It was organic, bro. And he had hit me like, bro, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I'm like, yo, I'm glad you tapping in with the music. And speaking of the label, this is something that the label had for a year.
Well, it's also kind of like reaffirms the fact that you don't need the label, because really, what else? Like that's what they're there for, right? Is to try to get you placements or But dog, if you're like outside of a bag, like you said.
Yeah. What else do you need a label for these days? Like, you gonna give somebody 20% of what you're doing to press upload?
I want to ask you, so we're going to go through the project, and I want you to tell me your favorite albums from each of these artists. Well, obviously, it's got to be Get Rich or Die Trying for 50.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, that goes without saying. By the way, Massacre super slept on.
Yeah.
But what about, you say your favorite, so was 808 your favorite album since you used The Heart?
Nah, that just was a symbol.
It makes sense.
Graduation from Kanye. Graduation was like, bro, that was impeccable. It's a great body of work. It's like, I don't know, like, I think everybody like to say My Beautiful Dark Twisted, but that I'm
a Late Registration guy.
Oh, so older Kanye.
Yeah, I love Late Registration.
Yeah.
Graduation was solid. I don't know, man. I'm not as high as Graduation on Graduation as everyone else.
Why not?
It's a great look. Kanye's got the best discography ever.
Yeah, he's got a great discography. I feel like Late Registration and College Dropout were like brother sister albums. They kind of sounded. I didn't hear that much evolution in the body of work. They kind of sound very the same.
Nah, Late Registration had John Bryan on the production. It was so much more cinematic. Like that's the same.
I feel like they could be a deluxe album of each other.
I disagree.
All right, so let's say the jump from Late Registration to Graduation. Those are two completely different things. Late Registration.
I feel like the jump from each album is very different.
I don't know. I feel like those two are in the same ballpark.
I feel like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is his best album, because you really can't say shit, and then it's really up to you to say what your favorite is.
Yeah. Maybe the two closest. Yeah. They're the two closest. That's sound fair. Sonically closest.
They're the closest out of any two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Graduation.
Yeah. I
just got into an argument with somebody, and YouTube was killing me because I said I like Yeezus more than Graduation.
Yeezus is
it's an unpopular hip hop.
Jesus and King and Yeezus sit at the same.
Oh, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, sit at the same little level.
Very unpopular opinion in hip hop. Yeah, I love Yeezus.
No.
Jesus is King. Go somewhere else with that shit. Ye was slept on though.
Ye was a good album because I feel like nobody really talked about mental health.
That song Ghost Town.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a better song than Ghost Town, man. That song was crazy.
Wouldn't Leave was a great record too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Ye was slept on. And then Kid See Ghost was like,
yeah.
I feel like Kid See Ghost was sleeper for like one of the best Kanye projects ever. Yeah.
I've never really, I know, no lie, no cap, I've never really been a Cudi fan like that. It's crazy. I've never really been a Cudi fan.
No, I mean, that's fair because I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Cudi fan either.
Mm-hmm.
I like doses of Cudi.
Mm-hmm.
it's to like sit through a whole project of Cuddy's probably harder for me.
Yeah.
Like my favorite Cuddy project is when he was like still like really rapping. Like he had a project called A Kid Named Cuddy, a mixtape sponsored by 10 Deep. And then, you know, the Man on the Moon shit is cool. People love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't tell shit to a Kid Cudi fan because they'll be like, he's the greatest ever.
Yeah, I mean,
you met those kind of people, right?
Yeah, bro.
Those Kid Cudi fans are fucking crazy. But I get it. Like, listen, man, this music is a beautiful, subjective thing, and I love Cudi. Like, you know, in doses. I just, you know, I feel you on that.
Yeah, he got his niche audience
for sure.
He'll sit where he sits, but I got my taste and my flavors.
Okay, what about J. Cole? What's your favorite Cole project?
All right, so my favorite Cole project is definitely Born Sinner.
Okay,
like, that's a great body of work. If not Born Sinner, then 2014. But those are really neck and neck.
Forest Hills Drive is kind of like the consensus.
Yeah, but that's when
Born Sinner.
That's when he got the respect That's when he got the respect that he deserved. But Born Sinner
came out the same day as Yeezus,
bro. But what I think don't get enough credit is those Truly Yours EPs that he put out.
Yeah,
my God, those little projects was crazy. So.
I think for just like nostalgic purposes, I really enjoy. I still love Friday Night Lights. Mm-hmm. Friday Night Lights is crazy.
He was. I don't know. I feel like he was just some super duper duper.
And the warm up was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is like with Cole, like he bounced back. I was not a fan of his first album because there was so much old shit on there, so much leaked shit. And you know what he did on that first album? Me and you were just talking about. He was like purposely trying to make radio records.
Yeah. The disease.
Well, because you remember, like he couldn't get an album out. Like they kept stalling his shit out, and then like you know there was like Mr. Nice Watch and Workout and all that shit. It was cool, but like you said, I think Born Sinner was like the first time he just did what the fuck he wanted.
Yeah, I think where he met some shit for the critics and shit for the crowd. I think that's where he finally.
Okay, this is a hard one, Kendrick, because I mean he's 3 for 3. If we're talking major releases, obviously if you throw Section 80 in there, he's 4 for 4. But like, I mean Kendrick's got no misses on his.
Yeah, Kendrick is hard. I think I'm gonna say Good Kid, Mad City because I felt like he literally was telling my story bar for bar. Like I'm talking about like hitting a house and shit like that, and friends getting murdered and all that, like literally word for word, bar for bar. I was like, I was hurt. Like, yo, God, why are you letting somebody else tell my story? Like this man is telling my story. So that resonated with me differently. And then I liked To Pimp a Butterfly because sonically it sounds like nothing I've ever heard.
Yeah, so, if you put a gun in my head, I would say Good Kid, Mad City, but To Pimp a Butterfly is right there too. Yeah. And also To Pimp a Butterfly was like, it's aged so well.
Yeah.
When it came out, it was just, I feel like it was over everyone's head.
Yeah, nobody could handle that. I don't think we were ready for that after not Section 80, after Good Kid, we was like, yo. I had to listen to it a couple times, and as I listened to it, I'm like, wow.
And then Damn is just a fucking, just press play. It's hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, bro.
Shit is great. All right, last one, Drake.
That's a tough one. I would say, as far as albums, it's either gonna be Take Care, probably Take Care. Take Care. I want to say So Far Gone because that project did a lot for me when I first heard it. It was like, yo, this is out of here. But I say Take Care. If y'all listen to Take Care, bro, that's hit after hit.
No, for sure.
I hate when the hip hop heads say Drake don't have a classic album. It's like, yo, bro.
Damn,
bro.
That's me.
Damn.
I say Take Care is the closest thing he has. You know what's funny?
How's Take Care not a classic album?
Well, I'm not even saying it's not a classic album because it might be a classic to me and to you, but I just don't feel like it's like a consensus classic. Like, you know how like you say like Good Kid, Mad City, it's like an undeniable classic. Take Care, people argue whether or not it's a classic. And so I think Take Care is a classic. Yeah. Personally, for me, it's a classic. There's a lot of albums I just don't think it's like a undeniable consensus classic album. Like, when you say Doggy Style, Get Rich or Die Trying, like these are albums like nobody will ever say anything different. Take Care is close, but like you said, there's a lot of people who say Drake doesn't have a classic album. I think Take Care is a classic. I just don't think it's like, it's not a consensus like, yo, undeniable. Nobody's gonna say shit to you if you say, Aquemini from Outkast is a classic. Like, who's gonna say, like, you know what I'm saying? Take Care, there's some, there might be an argument to be made.
I had this argument with my manager the other day, And I was like, go back and play the album, because I think a lot of people don't realize that all those records were on that same album.
Right.
A lot of time, because Drake has had a crazy run. He's still in his run, right? Mm-hmm. But at that time, he was just literally like, he owned the radio, he owned all the spaces.
Put Kendrick on there.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, Kendrick had his own record on there, right? So, when you go back and listen, like how many hit records he had on there that weren't like even for radio, that's just like, yo, this is just Drake, you know? I think you can say that one is a classic. I don't know what are
Crew Love was on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Crew Love.
Yeah, bro.
You know, I don't disagree with you. I think it's a classic, but I just think that it's not like, you know, I think I'm just waiting for Drake to drop a project that, like, upon first listen, you're like, oh my God. And I'm not saying that Take Care is not that, but I just mean, like, you can't say shit about Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, no.
Like, if someone told you, like, nah, that ain't a classic, you know, like you'd be like, all right, you're like, shut the fuck up. But a lot of people whose opinion you would respect in hip hop might not say that Take Care is a classic. I just mean, it's a classic. To me, to you, subjectively. We all have our own classics, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't think Drake's got that one that, like, there's no argument for.
I think the reason why Take Care isn't a classic because it's not a themed album. I think the skits on Good Kid, Mad City is what makes it this classic body of work. The same thing with To Pimp a Butterfly or even Damn. It's like it's a cohesive body of work to where you cannot deny it.
And creatively, it was like a lot of just risk taking.
Yeah.
I just think, I don't know, man. I love Drake. Nothing Was the Same as my favorite Drake album, but I do think Take Care in my book is a classic.
Yeah. I used the Nothing Was the Same Clouds because that's more known.
Really?
Yeah, the clouds is like when you see those clouds.
Oh, you're talking about the clouds on the album cover. Yeah. I put that
wasn't
right
my favorite album. That's not my favorite Drake project.
It's a great album though.
Yeah, but it made sense. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Looking at those clouds, it makes sense. So yeah.
So what's all right? Now you're independent. What's next for you? This project is out. It's been going crazy, but what's next for you?
So I got 2 projects in the works. I got Ignorance Part 2 that I'm kind of iffy on putting out because Ignorance Part 1 was dedicated to my brother, and I don't want to step on his toes, you know, and like kind of try to recreate some energy when it was like really organic. And then I'm working on my debut, even though nobody's looking for it. I'm like literally just putting songs away.
So you're like official album, like debut album.
Official, like more than 7 tracks. I've never put out an EP that's more than 7 tracks. I want to really have something where like it's undeniable from top to bottom. So I'm sitting on 50, 60 records, like every artist, you know, sitting on a whole lot of records and just waiting for the right time to put it out. Because
What's the right time though?
There is no right time, but
like, how do you determine that? I hate when people say that. I'm waiting for the right time to put something out.
But you know when it feels right. I don't know. It was the right to put out Idols when I put it out.
Because a lot of people using the pandemic on why they're not putting music out. I'm like, you're fucking tripping.
People are at home with nothing to do. They're gonna
play and they're listening to music.
Yeah, I just feel like my thing is I always want to put out a body of work that is cohesive. Every one of my body of works was themed. Every single one of them. So I don't want to just put out a body of work just like, oh, this is music here, you can have it. I might put out a single, but I don't want to just put out something that it's not like, oh, I understand what you're trying to do here, because I feel like that's the biggest thing for me as an artist. Like, yo, he's telling stories with everything he does, and everybody at work meant something to him.
You talked about, obviously the Capitol deal came into play, and a lot of people were trying to sign you. Can you talk about, like you said, you were eating dinner and someone called you? Yeah,
so I was eating dinner. Well, Thanksgiving dinner.
Dinner. So was this like 3 years ago?
This is 2 years.
2 years ago. So this was 2018.
Yeah. So I had dropped. This is when I had dropped a Minute at a Time, and Top calls me, and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna hit you," but I didn't think he was gonna hit me on Thanksgiving. So I'm like, "Who is this?" He's like, "This is Top." I'm like, "What?" Like, you know what I'm saying? It was Top. So that kind of like solidified what I was really doing.
At that time, did you already make the decision to?
I was already signed to Capitol at the time, but I had already fulfilled my deal, but I still need to give him another project because I wanted to put the project out. So long story short, took the meeting with Top. He was fucking with what I was doing, but then I still had to fulfill the rest of my duties to Capitol. And I love Top Dawg. Like, I think that's one of those labels that represent artistic integrity.
What you're doing,
for real. Like, them, Dreamville. I don't know what they finna do with PG Lang, but that might be a pocket. But yeah, I really love what the guys over there at Top Dawg is doing. And like I said, I ended up staying at Capitol, fulfilling the rest of my deal. But yeah, I would love to work with Top. I feel like he understands what I'm trying to say.
So the video you shot that went viral, there's been a lot of videos that have been similar to that video since it came out.
Yeah.
I remember specifically when DaBaby put out his video. What song was it DaBaby did?
He did it for the Rockstar remix.
The Rockstar remix. Yep. When he did the Black Lives Matter remix.
Yeah.
And very similar. Almost to the T.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you saw that?
I think now, because I think DaBaby was like the last person that's done it, right?
Well, yeah, because there were some other
artists
similar.
That's done it. Yeah. But long story short, DaBaby did it, and I kind of felt like, yo, I'm here to inspire. I can't be mad when I inspire somebody, you know? And I may not even have inspired DaBaby. I may have inspired his director or his team.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I was like, I'm not sure DaBaby like saw that and was like, let's do that. It might have been a subconscious effort on his director or whoever his videographer was, because it was like, damn.
Yeah. But then again, I put out that video back in 2017. Who's to say that his director had that in his subconscious and didn't even remember like how it got there? Yeah, you know? So like I said, like he was telling the story. And if your director is getting inspired to tell a story, something similar to what I did, you know, we pushing the same message.
I was gonna say, like, did you any sort of communication with him or his camp at all about it?
Nah, I had tweeted. I was like, yo, this looks very familiar. And I was that tweet kind of went up, got a bunch of like replies and retweets and shit like that. So that was it. But I didn't reach out to nobody. It's not my business. You know what I'm saying? I got my bag. I got my deal off that video. So it's like, if you want to eat too, go ahead. You know, I'm still eating off that song. So it's like,
yeah, when your videos are so like conceptually so dope, like, is it hard to like out like when you shoot videos like that are so conceptually at a high level, like, can it be frustrating to just shoot a regular video, or does like every video, like, I feel like you like you gotta, I don't know, outdo yourself, but like that shit, you know, you got some crazy visuals, bro.
I think I write songs visually, so I see
the video first,
the video as I'm writing,
like while you're writing,
literally, like when I just was doing the freestyle, I had my eyes closed. I literally visually see what I'm saying. So a lot of times it's not hard to come up with these conceptual videos. It's hard to execute them sometimes, because sometimes the idea is so grand. And now being independent, you ain't got capital to spend $50,000 on a video. You know, like you got to come out of pocket. So yeah, I literally visually write every song, every video. I don't know if a lot of people know, but like I directed and wrote those treatments for all those videos.
Well, you said you shot that video yourself, right?
Yeah, literally.
That shit's crazy.
I just put the camera on the floor. That was Kool-Aid and cornstarch.
The blood was Kool-Aid and cornstarch.
Yeah, bro. I spent $7 on that video, and that video changed my life.
That's fucking crazy.
So ain't artists out there, don't make no fucking excuses about what you should be doing, because you can make this shit happen. Dirt cheap.
I wanted to ask you. Obviously, we're at the end of the year. What's your who's your like? What's your favorite album of the year? We were just talking about the Grammy nominations, but what's your personal top album of 2020?
Top album of 2020 is definitely No Love Lost by Blast.
That's fair.
That
is that an EP?
That's, I don't know what that is, but it's
an EP. But yeah. No. We were just talking about Blast in there.
Yeah. So what was about to say?
And by the way he shot the videos, crazy.
So the homie City James directed that, and he's
fire.
If you go tap in with City James and look at his videos, my God, he's really like, he's very visual.
Yeah, man.
So if we want to say Blast album is not an album,
so let's call that an EP.
I would call that an EP.
He's got the deluxe coming out, which we'll kind of fill it out to be an album.
Go down, because I'm drawing a blank here. Let me see who.
While you're looking that up, let's go through the best hip hop album nominees and who you think will win. We got Alfredo from Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist. We got Royce's album, D Smoke, Black Habits, Nas's King Disease, and Jay Electronica.
I think either Freddie or Nas is gonna win. They might give it. Nas might be the clear winner.
You know what's funny is I said the same thing. I'm like, Freddie should win, but they might just give it to Nas because Nas never had a Grammy.
Out of respect for the culture. So I would say one of the biggest albums in hip hop.
No, your favorite like album of the year.
I would say because I don't really be listening to albums like that. But if I'm gonna say album that I listen to, I would say Pop Smoke, The Shoot at the Stars. That was a great album for me. It's a great album that I listen to, because I've been listening to like a lot of EPs and shit like that. Like, do you fuck with Keon Bell, you know who that is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. His little, I think it was After Hours.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope.
That was a great EP.
He's got to put his shirt on though.
Yeah, that guy never wears his shirt. Put a shirt on, my guy. But yeah, so yeah, I think those projects really are something that I listen to a lot, like on repeat. Especially like I was saying, like that Blast project.
I'm glad you said his name because I didn't know if it was Zion or because it's with the X is in his name. So
yeah,
I'm glad now I know how to say his name.
I don't know if he's trying to do like, you know how Blast got like the X in his,
right?
Maybe that's why he doing it like that.
Because the X kind of looks like a K. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know why he did that. I had to ask him like, yo, because I went to high school with him. He went to we went to the same high school.
Yeah, his project is dope though.
Yeah,
so a lot of there's like a lot of dope shit coming out of LA right now, especially on the R&B side.
Yeah, bro, LA kind of doing their damn thing, bro. For real.
Definitely. Now I agree. I think Blast is, if we're talking about just bodies of work, EPs, albums, it's up there, man.
Yeah, man.
No Love Lost is
bro,
crazy.
And I didn't know. I was looking at the credits the other day, bro. He's producing all that himself.
Yeah,
bro.
he was up here for the podcast, and he's like Russ. He records himself, mixes and produces and masters, and like he does everything himself.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I record, mix, and master all my stuff, but I don't produce the beats. Like that's
he be making his own
next
beats.
level. Like we start producing your shit.
Well, you know the Kalen record, the Pull Up and Get Right with it. He produced that.
Wow.
So that's his beat over that Kalen record. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Super crazy. Shout out to Blast, man.
Yeah, bro. He moving.
You got music with Blast?
Yeah, we got like a song with Hit that I don't know.
With Hit Boy?
Out. Yeah, Hit produced it. Me, him, and Hit.
It sounds like a big move, man. Hopefully, sounds like a big move for the city.
If Hit clear that shit. Hit clear that shit. So that'd be some dope shit. That's a record we did like maybe a year and a half ago. So,
yeah, and that's before, Blast was Blast.
Yeah, he had literally just put up off the strength, like, yo, bro, I fuck with your shit. Let's work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even tapped in with him. I'm like, bro, fly, young man, do your thing. I don't want to be the guy that like, yo, remember this record we got? I don't want to do that, bro. Fly, spread your wings, my guy. Because I'm rooting for you for sure.
Yeah, that Pop Smoke album, though, they did a great job with it, man. I thought that, it's hard to pull off an album when someone's not here anymore, especially kind of knowing that probably a lot of those songs weren't finished. Mm-hmm. They did a masterful job.
Yeah. I was wondering how they pulled off certain things, and I don't know how much 50 had his hands in it, but it was dope because he had a couple great records on there.
Oh yeah. So. Solid body of work. Yeah. So shout out to Pop Smoke. Yo, what's up, man? Bootleg Kev here. Shouting out to the homies at Odd Socks for sponsoring the Bootleg Kev podcast and showing us love, man. And let me tell you something. We don't take everyone's money. That's not true. We'll take everyone's money but Donald Trump's. But with that being said, we fuck with Odd Socks, all right? I've been rocking Odd Socks for like 8 years now. And, man, Christmas time coming up. Make sure you get you some Odd Socks. First of all, let's talk about these basics right here. These joints are the most comfortable socks I've ever put on my feet. All right, no design, no license, but just crazy. So make sure you get some of those. All right. Then they got the Nickelodeon. They got the Scarface. They got Tapatio. They got WWE. How about Chef from South Park? You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need. Shout out Stone Cold Steve Austin, by the way. These are the socks that I wear when I drink PBR and yell at my wife. Anyway, shout out to Old Dirty Bastard too. Go to oddsocksofficial.com right now. All right? Right now. Go to oddsocksofficial.com, use the keyword bootleg Kev, and you will receive 20% off at checkout. Go do that. So we don't have any sort of, so you're thinking about dropping, you're putting records aside for your album.
Yeah.
Thinking about dropping a follow-up EP.
Yeah.
Next year, early next year?
I'm not gonna do it this year.
We got 3 weeks left.
Yeah. Right. So either most likely early next year, January, February, probably another EP, and then begin working towards an album. But my manager was telling me like, bro, just keep dropping EPs, just keep dropping little small bite-sized bodies of work until people are begging for an album, and then just do it.
Yeah, man, run up that catalog, bro.
Yeah, bro, bro. After getting my first independent Spotify check, I'm like, I'm finna run up this catalog.
Just like, keep going, because now you got the listeners, you got the monthly listeners that are tapped in. They'll get that release radar.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy that we're talking out loud about this, like it's like something you got to think about. Like, okay, I got people on Spotify listening. Mm-hmm. So I got to keep on feeding them. Yeah. So it hits their algorithm and their algorithmic playlist, their daily mixes and all that shit.
Yeah, man.
But it's just the world we in, man.
That's where we at. And that's what I realized. Like, you can't, especially as an independent artist, you can't wait too long.
You cannot wait too long.
Wait too long, but you also can't overdo it.
Yeah,
you know. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know who said it. Like, you should kind of try to be on a 3 to 4 month when you're independent. If you're doing EPs, 3 to 4 month radius to where it's like drop something, wait a couple months, drop something. Because if you keep smacking people over the head every 30 days, they're gonna stop listening. That's too much content. Right.
Unless you're doing singles.
Yeah,
but full projects definitely.
Yeah.
You should.
I don't know if I'm like a single artist at this point.
I hear you.
Just like I like bodies of work to where it's like, oh, I see what he's trying to do.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. And doing the EP thing's smart.
Yeah, I actually like it that way. I feel like giving people bite-sized amounts of content is the way to go. I see an album with 19 songs on it and get scared. Like, that's too much. I'm not gonna listen to all this shit. It's too much for me.
It's a lot.
There's like 3 people in the game that I would listen to their whole album.
Well, I mean, especially if it's 19 songs.
Yeah. I think Dot can drop an album with 19 songs.
He could drop a 40-song album, and I'm in. Yeah. Whatever Kendrick wants to, just whatever. Like,
I think Dot and Cole. Do you think if Drake dropped a 40-song album, you'll listen to all of it?
I didn't listen to all of Scorpion to answer your question. So, I mean, I think I might have listened to all of it, but it was like in pieces because it was like technically a double album.
It was half all rap.
I like the R&B side, to be honest, a lot on the Scorpion. But now, like Drake, it took me a while. Like if Kendrick drops a 40-song album, I'm gonna smoke some weed, sit in my man cave, and just zone out for 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
And just be like, yo, there's no way Kendrick's gonna drop a 40-song album and it not be a masterpiece. Mm-hmm. Drake drop a 40-song album, you're like, well, that Chris Brown did that. Was it last year?
It was 36 albums? It was
36. It was something crazy.
The Red Moon or something like that. Wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was like, yo, damn, Breezy, I fuck with you, bro, but I got shit to do. I'm like,
I got a life to live.
The songs I need to hear will make their way to me.
Yeah, bro. I feel like I was just talking about that. That Chris Brown record is one of my favorite records right now, though. Him and Young Thug.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I listen to that record every day. Like, and that's a radio record. I don't typically.
You talking about Go Crazy?
Yeah,
Go bro, Crazy is a smash. It's a beautiful song. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So
shout out to Chris Brown, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, let me ask you something. Is Chris Brown? Is he the most talented artist we've ever seen?
I think he would be. I think, unfortunately, that incident with him and Rihanna.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, is he the most talented artist?
I'm saying
ever?
Yes. I feel like he would be God level had he not done some stuff in his adolescence.
I think he's God level.
You think he is? I don't think he gets the shine that he deserves.
No, but I'm not talking about the shine or the record. I'm talking about talent.
Yeah.
God level.
Yeah. All of
and I've been extremely critical of Chris Brown and his personal decisions outside of the Rihanna thing.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ.
Bro, he's out of this world. I'm like, are you making 50-song projects, bro?
He's an alien, man. Yeah, and he can dance. He can paint a mural on a Ferrari.
Yeah.
He can sing a jump shot.
Yeah.
Solid on the celebrity basketball games.
Yeah, he was really mixing people, bro.
He can act.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, bro, like I said, I hope we give that man his roses, bro, because he's really a great
man. And I'm being very critical, but I'm like, yo, like, I don't know if there's been another more talented human being that we've seen in the public eye besides Chris Brown. Now, you might argue that there's people who's made better music, but just pure talent, Chris Brown is God level.
Chris Brown makes phenomenal music. Who's really making better music than Chris Brown?
I mean, I think not anymore. I was gonna say Kanye, but not anymore. But yeah. Jesus is King it could turn. I don't know, all this fucking that nah song Kanye dropped is the worst fucking Kanye song he's ever released besides the Poop Diddy Scoop shit.
Yeah, but that was troll.
He was trolling, and that beat was fire on the Poop Diddy Scoop shit. That beat was crazy. What I really would have loved to have heard what Drake did on that, because that was Drake's beat.
Yeah, that's what Drake was saying. Like, Kanye gave it to him and did that shit on top of it.
But yeah, I just hope Kanye pulls his head out the ground and just starts getting back. I don't know, man. I don't know if he can be as great of an artist as we would want him to be while he's like a hardcore Christian.
I know one of the producers that's over there, Dem Joints, and he's like really out of this world.
Dem Joints produced the Nah song.
Yeah, so
great beat.
Yeah, bro. So I know that because I've written records with him and he's produced a couple records for me. He's artistic integrity, so I'm pretty sure if he's rubbing shoulders with Kanye, I'm pretty sure in his next project, I have faith in his next body of work.
I hope so. I just feel like people are just like, I'm just happy to be in the room with Kanye. Let him do whatever bullshit he wants to do. And we're just here for it because he's Ye and we grew up loving him. And Yeah, he's my favorite artist ever.
Yeah.
Like number one, I mean, he's not my favorite MC ever, but like artist wise, I don't feel like anyone's ever made better music in hip hop than Kanye West.
Yeah, artistry. Yeah, I don't think nobody. Yeah, I think if Kendrick gives us something completely different on his next project,
this is what I always say to people, right? So everyone puts Biggie in their, and I put Biggie in my top 10. Mm-hmm. Biggie's one of my favorite rappers ever. Mm-hmm. But Biggie is consistently put in people's top 5, top 3, top 2, whatever, off of 2 albums. Mm-hmm. 2, right? Mm-hmm. 2 classics. Mm-hmm. Life After Death, Ready to Die, incredible bodies of work. Undisputable classic albums. Mm-hmm. But Kendrick, he's dropped, I mean, I can consider Section 80 a classic, but if let's discard Section 80, because some people, it wasn't a mixtape. You couldn't download it for free. You had to buy it on iTunes. But if you just take his 3 albums that came out through Interscope, Untitled aside, like, you got to put Kendrick, he's like 4 or 5 all time in my book, man. Yeah. Like, I don't see how you could like when you drop music that's on that level 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row to me, you know, because I think Section 80 is amazing. Yeah. Like, bro, what are we talking about? I think it's just because he's young and he's here right now.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
And people think, oh, maybe it's recency bias. Like, no, Kendrick is fucking that dude, bro. Yeah. And nobody wants to smoke with K-Dot.
Who would do that?
This man has been throwing subliminal shots at Drake and bro, who wants smoke with Kendrick? Nobody will say his name because they will get destroyed. Yeah. Like the Control verse was such a moment. Man, shout out to Kendrick, man. Yeah. Top 5 all time. Top 5, top 5.
Yeah. I think people want to deny that because, like I said, because he's here. And a lot of times people, you know, you pass away and you just become this super idol.
Lord forbid if Kendrick passed away.
Yeah. It's great.
Everyone would be like, yo, he's top 3 all time. Yeah. Top, you know. And it's whack that's the type of shit that has to happen.
Yeah, I think Kendrick is on another level because, and I think that's the difference between Cole and Kendrick is Kendrick knows how to make hit records and keep them conscious. Like Damn was all hit records, bro, and they're all conscious records. You can't really, me being a conscious artist, I know the difficulty of having some shit that knock, but it's like I'm really telling you something. You know, that's really difficult. You know, so I think if we want to have that conversation, the top 5.
Come on, man. I don't know who. Like, I don't know. You could find 4 other like
who else? Yeah.
I feel like there's like, you know, probably a 6 or 7 rapper range that you could kind of rearrange into like who's the top 5 ever. Mm-hmm. But like I feel like Kendrick's in that conversation. It's not even close.
I want to ask you a question because I always ask people this question and nobody can ever answer it. All right, let's just say Kendrick, Cole, and Drake are at the top of the game. Who's in that space to even be close to it? That's not bottom level. It's like a long 3-mile gap in between that. Yeah. Who is even a mile up in that gap?
You know what's interesting is I don't think we put Kanye in that conversation because I don't think people I think Kanye has to be the 4th guy there, just consistency over the last 12, 15 years, whatever. But I also don't think Kanye like lyrically is on that level. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know, man. The first name that comes to mind, and I would be like a Big Sean, maybe, or like.
Yeah, but
but it's far.
If Kendrick, Cole, and Drake are 10s, what would Big Sean be? A 6? No disrespect.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
who's 7, 8, and 9 that you know?
It would have to. Yeah, like I'm just trying to think. So I'm thinking Big Sean is kind of that next tier, and then like. Yeah, I don't know, man. Who else is?
Not just
overall
greatness. That's right now. That's relevant right now. Of course, you can throw Jay in there, Jay-Z in there, but he's already past his generation. Yeah, we talking about right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking right now, and I think you would have to put Kanye in that top tier, but like I don't think relevance as an artist at the moment is not what we're looking at Ye for at the moment. I think we're looking at him for
things he's done already.
Yeah, so I would just say that those are the 3. And I'm not sure where, you know, if we're talking like impact, commercial success, artistic integrity, like, yeah, those are the 3 and anything below that is very far away.
Very, 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 very. It's a gigantic gap.
Yeah. I mean, there's independent artists that are super, like, I think Freddie Gibbs has had a great run recently. You know, I think you can look at, but like, we're talking Cole, Kendrick, Drake, 10 years. I mean, Good Kid, Mad City was 2012.
Yeah. Born Center was 2012, I think.
Yeah, it was 2013. It came out the same day as Yeezus.
Yeah. And Take Care was what, 2011?
2012. Yeah, you're right. Those were the three.
Yeah.
I don't know who else you would say, man. There's people who've had their pockets and their runs, but like not a decade, bro.
Yeah.
A decade of consistently being the fucking guys.
Yeah.
Turning on the radio, and it's like, especially Drake. What Drake doesn't play fair.
Why you say he don't play fair?
I just like, dude, he's so like Drake's. No one's ever been able to make songs that are like he's the biggest hit maker ever. Like, it's just not fair. Like, Drake can literally do anything, and it's just it's number one, or it's like, it's just really not fair. I think that we've never seen anything like that ever in hip hop. Like what Drake's doing, we've never seen. You could say, well, Wayne had a couple year run where he was that guy. No. What Drake's doing, nobody's ever done.
You know what's crazy though? If I tell you name your top 5 rappers, people don't even put Drake in their top 5.
I don't. I'm not a big Drake
guy. Why though? Why don't we respect that man? My manager told me, he was like,
man, those references, man, kind of killed it for me, man. Yeah, when I heard the running through the 6, I was like, oh,
bro, people, we're not gonna get in that discussion. But
no. But and the thing is for me, that's why he can't be in that discussion. But he could be in the biggest artist of all time discussion. He could be in the biggest hip. Like, I don't put Kanye in the greatest MC discussion.
Yeah. But he's one of the biggest artists.
But yeah, because I know like Kanye openly has people write him for him.
Yeah.
You know, like Rhymefest wrote Jesus Walks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Rhymefest wrote that song.
Wow.
So, you know, that doesn't take away from Drake. Like I told you, Kanye's my favorite artist, but I can't put him in that conversation, just like I can't put Drake in that conversation. But Drake don't play fair, man.
You think Drake got somebody writing his bars?
I don't know.
I think.
I mean, you go listen to that. He re-rapped all them Quentin Miller bars. Those were verses.
But that's not even our favorite Drake project. What, you think he got another secret person?
You know, a lot of people like that. If you're reading this,
it's too late.
Yeah, people really like that project.
Yeah,
because that was like him. That was like his rapping project, and the fact that was his rapping project, and there was what 2 references? I believe there was 2.
I think it was like 3.
3, yeah.
3 references.
So that's why I'm like, I don't care, because he makes enjoyable music and he also delivers them. Because if you listen to the Quentin Miller versions of those songs, they sound like ass. And then Drake gets on them and you're like, oh shit. Yeah, Drake don't play fair, man. It's unfair. No one's ever done what he's doing. I'm not sure anyone will ever do what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like Drake, The Weeknd, Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
like when we're just talking about commercial success, who the fuck is touching Drake, bro? He could do another 10 years, like with his eyes closed.
Yeah, bro.
It's ridiculous.
He could do, bro.
And I'm a critical Drake fan. Like I think that there's a lot of things he hasn't done that I would like to see him do. I would like to see him make a concept project.
All right, so look, this is what I was about to say earlier. So I was on you tapped in on Clubhouse?
Man, I was on there. Man, I got it, bro. But I don't got time for that shit.
Yeah, that shit take your time. But it's good, like, if you're driving or some shit. But like, so long story short, I was having a conversation and they were saying that Drake isn't one of the best lyricists ever, right? And I was saying, we like to be wowed by like super duper triple entendres and all that other stuff, right? But if you can say something so simple that a baby can understand it, a teenager can understand it, and a grandmother can understand it, does that not make you one of the best lyricists? Because it's so easy to digest. Sometimes Kendrick will say some shit that if you're not a rap head, you have no idea what he's talking about. Same thing with Cole. But if Drake can simplify it so much to where every single person can understand it, but it's still the dopest line ever, does that not make him one of the greatest lyricists ever?
I think if he's writing those bars,
if he's writing them,
then yeah. I think Drake is an elite MC.
Yeah.
I just don't know what is he writing, what is he not writing. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the question that I don't know,
would you be hurt? Would you hurt? Let's just say something came out and like Cole wasn't writing the shit. Would you be hurt?
Of course. Of course. I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Like if someone told me Kendrick didn't write his shit, or there was I would be heartbroken.
That's what Head had asked me, like, yo, what if you found out Pac and Biggie had ghostwriters? How would you feel about yourself? I'm like, damn, I don't know what I would do.
I mean, I think that there's a lot of I think that there's some substantial situational evidence that Wayne has had some help with some of his bars.
I think when, this is my own bias, but I think when Drake first came out, I think Drake was helping Wayne with some bars because there was very similar when Drake had
Gilly the Kid.
Yeah, we know that, but that was a long
what
time
I'm
ago.
saying is,
come on, man, we know that though.
well, because you remember there was such a jump.
Yeah,
because like Wayne was like block is high, 500 degrees, and then all of a sudden,
just bow.
he was rapping, and he was always solid.
Yeah,
like I always thought he was the best dude in the Hot Boys as far as like who I like to hear rap. But, you know, obviously Juvenile probably made the best music in that era. But there was a big jump, man. His pen game, he took a fucking leap on Carter 1.
Bro.
And those Squad Up mixtapes and all that shit.
Yeah,
so, I don't know. I also know people who've been in the studio with Wayne and they're like, he's an alien. He goes in and it's all off the top of his head. And it's, you know, I'm a Lil Wayne fan, but I'm very, you know.
Critical.
Well, you know, people really put Wayne in, like, if you put Wayne in your top 5, I just can't take you serious.
Really?
I just can't do it, man.
My God.
I can't do it.
My God.
I
don't know if Wayne would be top 5, but if he definitely in the top 7, come on now.
I can't do it, man.
Wayne also had like an 8-year run,
so
bro.
He didn't have an 8-year run.
When was it? Like 2000?
No. Think about it. Wait. So really think about his run, right? So I believe Carter 1 was 05. I was still in high school. I was working at Best Buy when Carter 1 came out. It was 04, 05. I think it was 05.
I know Carter 2 was 07 or 08.
Right. And then, no, 08 was Carter 3. So Carter 3 came out in 08. Okay, I know that for sure.
Okay.
Because that was the first year I ever got arrested. 04 was Carter 1. Yeah. So that was my junior year in high school then. When was Carter 2? Was that 06?
07?
05. Wow. Okay.
That's my freshman year.
Well, so think about this, right?
Yeah.
Carter 1 and Carter 2. Carter 2 is my favorite Wayne album.
Yeah.
But Carter 1 and Carter 2, Wayne wasn't the biggest fucking guy. Like he wasn't like the guy yet. Those were albums where people were like, oh shit. Then Carter 2 came out, he started calling himself the best rapper alive, right?
He had a song on there called Best Rapper Alive.
Exactly. And even then, like if you think about Carter 2, like what was the hit record? Like the undeniable hit record. It wasn't Go DJ wasn't like a super smash. And was Go DJ on Carter 1?
Carter 1.
Yeah, Carter 1.
Yeah.
So Go DJ was Carter 1. That record was dope and it got radio play. But like his commercial like I think after Carter 2, he started that feature run and the drought series and all that shit.
Yeah. Dedication
shit. And then Carter 3 was like the cherry on top, bro. Yeah. And during that whole run, he was just on everybody's shit. So I would argue to say that Wayne's run as the guy probably started in like 07. Carter 3 dropped, that was the peak. And then by like 2010, it was Drake's World.
Yeah. So you're saying he had a 3-year run?
As the guy.
Bro.
As the guy.
I don't know, maybe because I'm a rapper, bro. When he was putting out the Dedication 1 and
sure.
That's what, 2006? Like, come on now.
You know what's crazy?
That was a run.
All my favorite Wayne shit is shit that isn't even on, like it's all on Dat Piff.
Yeah, bro. That is
yeah. Wayne is, but I just don't like. No. Like if you're counting like Carter 1 all the way to I just think that after Carter 3, he dropped No Ceilings, which to me was the last great lyrical Lil Wayne. Yeah. Because I wasn't a fan of Carter 4. It had some hits on it. Yeah. By the way, motherfuckers in the comments hate me because I just had Jay Mills up here and I was shitting on the Carter 4. Was not a fan of the Carter 4. Yeah. Huge drop off to me.
Yeah, major.
Right? Yeah. And then he did I'm Not a Human Being, Revolver. Yeah. He just had a lot of stuff that just wasn't.
He went to the rock world and went way.
It just wasn't like the level of like when even the tapes he dropped after that were just kind of whatever. It was like No Ceilings 3 just came out and it's like.
I haven't even heard it yet.
I mean, it's cool. There's some shit on there.
Yeah. But all right, let's just say this. So
then the Trump endorsement, you just got to knock him out the top 10.
Yeah, that was wild.
Well, you know why he did it? He did it to get the pardon for these federal charges. You got to know that that's coming. Because he's got those gun charges that they just brought up on him. He might go to prison.
I didn't know that.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, the Trump thing makes sense. Trump's gonna pardon Lil Wayne. I'll put $1,000. Like Trump has to pardon Lil Wayne. There's no way Lil Wayne took a picture with his ass wearing that goofy ass sweater and Trump don't give him a fucking pardon.
How many pardons do the president get?
As many as he wants. It's unlimited.
Goddamn, yeah, he getting a pardon. But look, I'm gonna say this. You saying that,
and I'm not mad at him if he gets the if he gets the pardon. It's all good. I get it, bro. You want to do 15 years in prison or go take a picture with the fucking biggest cocksucker in the world? I mean, look, I get it.
Hey, to each their own. But look, this is what I'm about to say. For you to say that Wayne run may not have been that long, but when it comes to influence in today's world,
that's
Wayne
different.
is the biggest. Come on, so why is he not in? What are we just basing up? If he's one of the greatest lyricists we've ever heard. Some of his punchlines is out of this world, right? No,
I mean, I don't know if he's one of the greatest lyricists.
Oh my God, you just don't
I think
like
he's a top 20 lyricist.
Oh, top 20?
Like, would you put as a lyricist? You're saying lyricist.
Yeah, so but he's not a storyteller. Wayne's not gonna give you no stories.
But if we're talking about
saying lyrics, saying dope shit,
then we don't want to dive in that hole because I'll start naming names that you'll get mad about.
Yeah, no. So
Royce the 5'9" is a better lyricist than Lil Wayne.
Nah, bro. So what? How this?
Freddie Gibbs is a better lyricist than Lil Wayne. Killer Mike's a better lyricist than Lil Wayne. No, you said lyricist. You said Lupe Fiasco.
Wait.
Lupe Fiasco is a better lyricist than Lil Wayne.
Lupe is one of the greatest lyricists ever, but he just don't get the.
No, but like Lil Wayne is not even like sniffing that level of lyricism.
So do you think Drake is a better lyricist of those than you name? Because Wayne, do you think when it comes to rapping and punchlines and triple entendres, who's really touching him other than Jay when it comes to
Royce the 5'9",
yeah,
Lupe Fiasco,
yeah.
Killer Mike.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they not on that.
Eminem.
Yeah, he's
Eminem
is the man of wordplay.
Andre 3000.
Andre 3000.
I mean, I could keep going.
Yeah, but I've never tapped into Royce. I've never tapped into Killer Mike.
Jay Electronica.
Never tapped into Jay Electronica.
Jay Electronica can out rap. Come on,
bro.
No, we're talking about lyrically.
Out of all projects, because I heard that project, I skimmed through it. Well, that project did not deserve a nom.
I don't disagree with you. Listen,
I no disrespect to them. I don't know
Jay-Z
that man.
washed that man on that record.
I don't know.
Listen, I don't know Jay Electronica. I have no dog in the Jay Electronica fight. He should not have gotten nominated.
Yeah, bro.
There's some others that probably shouldn't have gotten nominated, but we'll some homies of mine that got nominated. I'm happy for.
Yeah. What album do you feel like should have got on there? I feel like
Roddy Ricch and Lil Baby.
Lil Baby, bro. Lil Baby has had one of the greatest years.
Roddy Ricch and Lil Baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I forgot about Roddy's album. But Roddy's album came out in December.
Yeah,
last
it came
year,
out
so
in December.
That's not the best album.
Yeah, I was in Hawaii. Yeah.
So I say Lil Baby is the best album of this year. Then I like Lil Baby album better than Pop.
You know what's crazy about Lil Baby is if you're like a hardcore hip hop head, you can still listen to his album and it's like this shit is fire.
Bro, he's really talking about some shit.
Yeah, Lil Baby shit is crazy.
So
nah, I'm a huge fan of.
I didn't know bro was that young. He's like 25 years old.
I think he's younger than that.
Oh, I know.
25?
Yeah, they just did the 30.
A little old.
They just did the 30 under 30.
Is he 25?
I think he's 25. Yeah, they just did the Forbes 30 under 30. 25.
No, listen, I think Wayne is dope.
26.
He's 26. Wow, I thought he was younger than that.
Yeah.
I thought he was like 22 or something.
Oh, today is
it's his birthday. Happy birthday to Lil Baby. Yeah. Man, Wayne is fire, but I just think we put so much. Influence is different. Influence. Okay, where do you put Tupac in your top?
As far as influence,
he's like number one or two.
Number one. Yeah, because I'm from the West.
No, but like overall, Tupac influenced everybody.
Everybody.
Like Tupac is probably like he's the most influential rapper I think ever.
Yeah,
it's like him, Ye, Hove, Wayne.
I feel like where hip hop is
and low key Future.
Where hip hop is, you got to give Drake a lot of credit as far as influence. Like,
see, I think
nobody was singing.
Drake was influenced by 808s and Heartbreaks, but
he was. He
did say he will. He overdid say he will.
Yeah, he did. But as far as making a whole career out of rapping and singing, no rappers like hip hop is now typically art. It's like basically
it's R&B. All melodic.
It's all melodic and R&B.
Yeah,
basically.
For sure. Drake's up there too.
Drake
influence.
Did that. Yeah. Nobody was really doing that. That's how 50 ended Ja Rule's career. Like, bro, you singing on records? Like, that's what we doing?
Yeah, I think it's Pac. I think Wayne is up there in influence.
Pac and Wayne lyrically.
Pac, storytelling. I want to visualize your lyrics. Pac, I don't feel like Pac was going to give you like crazy bar. He's just going to make you feel it emotionally.
I think Tupac, I would listen to Tupac 10 times out of 10 over Lil Wayne. Now, do I think Lil Wayne is probably technically a better lyricist? Like if we're talking about da-da-da-da, yeah, probably. Yeah. But Tupac, like you said earlier about Drake, Tupac could say some shit so simple and it just like hits you.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking talent in itself.
It's the emotion in Tupac's voice that makes sense. Yeah. What? Yeah. But we ain't talking about, we said Tupac and Wayne. But
hold on, I gotta send. We got Pete Rock calling in on Zoom. Hold on, what time did I tell him? 12:45. Okay, we got 20 minutes. Give me a sec. Sorry guys, mid podcast text. Wrapping up. So yeah, shout out to Wayne. I'm a Wayne fan. I enjoy the Wayne. I like. I enjoy the Wayne I enjoy. But man, these young kids, bro. I had some guy in here tell me that, bro, there's this kid named Vino, this rapper who I'm working with, and he's 23. And with a straight face, he told me no one's had a better 10 years in hip hop history than Lil Wayne from 98 to 08. And I said, from 98? Like, what did you just say? I wanted to smack him and kick him out of the studio.
Jay-Z. Yeah, you wouldn't think about Jay-Z.
Bro, or DMX or 50 or like during that span, like what? Anyway, I don't think anyone's ever had a bigger 2 or 3 year run than 50.
Yeah, no.
50 was the biggest motherfucker on the planet. Is 50, I think the 2 biggest rappers ever at their peak was Snoop and 50. Like Doggy Style Snoop, he's on the cover of fucking Rolling Stone.
At Wayne's peak, bro, he was, bro.
No, I'm talking, bro, nah, bro.
God level. It was a point where Wayne, anything that Wayne touched, bro.
I think Wayne's in
07, 08,
I think you give Wayne like he's in that top 5 as far as
about
peak
a
run.
But his peak, how high he got, bro.
No, Wayne's up there. His period of time where he was like the biggest.
Bro, bro, when was the last time I know we in a different era now, but Wayne didn't do like 1.3 million in a week when he dropped Carter 3? Like, come on now. Yeah. That's a run, bro.
Eminem too, yeah. But yeah. I don't think I don't know. I think Marshall Mathers LP didn't age too well, to be honest. Eminem.
We're talking about like
No, yeah. But I just think peak it's Snoop and it's 50.
Yeah.
What did 50 sell his first week? I don't remember, bro. That shit.
But I'm pretty
sure. Bro, you ever remember somebody coming out of the debut album with more anticipation than 50?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
I wonder how the fuck did it happen like that? Because he wasn't like he was doing a crazy feature run. It wasn't like
In the Club was that shit.
It was a
It was like, I can't remember a bigger song than In the Club. Bro, I remember having that shit on a K-Slay mixtape on my Discman in high school, and me and my friends would just listen to In the Club with all the drops and shout-outs over and over and over.
Bro, I feel like, I'm going to say this, and this might be crazy, bro. I feel like as big as the box was, if we were in the selling record time, I feel like it would have did those type of numbers, bro.
Definitely.
The box was one of the craziest records I've heard.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I was literally in my car.
Bro, I called that shit lyrics, right away when I was in Hawaii listening to the album, and they were like, yo, we should be playing I forget which record that they wanted to play at the station because it had a feature on it.
It had you talking about the one with the kid from New York, A Boogie on it, that record?
There was a record on there. They were like, no, we're gonna go with this one because it's got the big feature until the label picks it. I'm like, bro, the box is the box. Mm-hmm. It was like track 2. Was it track 2, right? Oh my God.
I heard that. I was like, oh my God. I showed it to everybody.
I think Roddy Ricch and Post Malone have the best melodies in the history of music. I hate to say that because people are gonna kill me in the comments, but bro, the way Roddy Ricch can skate in a verse melodically, the pockets he hits on his melodies, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Or at least in the last like 10 years. I don't know about the history of music. There's Michael Jackson, there's Quincy Jones, there's fucking, Lionel Richie and shit. But God,
I think Drake hit some crazy pockets too.
No, Drake. But I just think Drake and Post, like their like melody game is so unfair.
Yeah.
I've been like, it's impossible for Roddy Ricch to not make a song that is easy to listen to.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard a Roddy record that I'm like, man, turn that shit off.
Yeah.
It's like all his record, like Post Malone's the same way. Like even if you're not a Post Malone fan, all his music is.
You got to give bro his flowers. He's out of here.
Oh my God, bro, it's crazy.
He's one of those artists that literally just makes hits after hits after.
That's
hits
all he does. And then Roddy's gonna be the same way.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Roddy does next because, bro,
I got a feeling it's coming soon. We'll see. Been a year since the album dropped.
Yeah, it came out last December.
Yeah, I was in Hawaii. It came out the same week that Juice WRLD died.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember I was in Hawaii for the first time, riding around in a convertible, listening to Roddy's album, and found out Juice WRLD died. I was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
Shout out to Roddy Ricch though. But yo, man, Your project Idols is out.
Yep.
Go follow. We actually got a freestyle dropping with him too that'll come out a few days after this comes out. So be on the lookout for that, and be on the lookout for a lot of stuff with you.
Yeah.
You can stay independent for a while.
Yeah, man.
That's the way to go.
I'm good on bread, so
there you go.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm good on bread, so I don't need to do no crazy deal. And like I said, it's labels that I would want to work with.
Drop some fucking merch, man.
Yeah, don't talk.
You gotta run that merch up, bud.
Yeah, I'm gonna run some shit up.
Katori Walker. If you haven't heard his shit, go tap in.
Tap in.
Boom.